A Phillies fan was hit in the face with a flying hot dog. CBS Sports reports a Phillies fan left a game on Monday night with a black and blue face, but not from a fight with a fan from the other team. No, she was injured from regular baseball stadium snack food. The Philly fanatic, beloved mascot of the Philadelphia Phillies, was driving in the field with its hot dog launcher during a Phillies-Cardinals game and started launching the All-American treat into the crowd of fans sitting on the stands. Kathy McVeigh was in that crowd at the Citizens Bank Park when she was struck squarely in the face by a flying wiener. Accidentally, of course. McVeigh was rushed to the emergency room where she had to undergo a CAT scan. Speaking to WPVI, McVeigh said the hot dog came out of nowhere, noting that the injury would probably get worse before it gets better. However, McVeigh said she's a big fan of the team and doesn't plan to take any legal action. ESPN reports that the Phillies reached out to McVeigh and offered her tickets to a future game. Getting struck.
Brazilian man hospitalized after flying tire hits him in the head. Shocking CCTV footage released online shows a pedestrian in Ipatinga, Brazil, being struck in the head by a wayward tire, leaving him unconscious and with a fractured skull. 50-year-old Roberto Carlos Fernandez happened to be walking home with a family member near a busy highway last Friday when a tire fell from a passing trailer, then bounced down the highway before flying towards Fernandez, smacking him right in the back of his head. Fernandez was immediately knocked to the ground, unconscious. According to a local news report, Fernandez, who's now in the hospital for treatment, suffered a fractured skull and chest injuries. Local authorities found the tire that struck him, but have yet to find the vehicle it fell from.
Scrap metal crashes through New Jersey bus and hits passenger in the head. A man was injured after a piece of scrap metal crashed through the windshield of the bus he was riding in New Jersey on Thursday. Scrap metal, roughly 2 feet long, flew off of a truck after it changed lanes on the New Jersey Turnpike. The metal crashed through the right side windshield of a New Jersey Transit bus and struck a male passenger in the head. The bus was carrying 59 passengers at the time. 3 people were seriously injured in the accident. The passengers were treated at 2 hospitals, and their injuries are said to be non-life-threatening.
Teen faces jail over paper plane that stabbed teacher's eye. A high school student in Andrews, South Carolina, could face up to 30 days in jail for throwing a paper airplane that struck his science teacher in the eye. The incident occurred on January 13th, as Andrews' high school science teacher, Edward McIver, was instructing his class. Instead of paying attention, 17-year-old David Michael Elliott made a paper airplane and threw it in McIver's direction. Unluckily for all involved, the thing sailed directly into his eye. Bad timing, as he was still recovering from recent ocular surgery. Elliott was called to a meeting with the vice principal and an administrator, where he fessed up to throwing the plane, but insisted he'd aimed merely for McIver's head. But Elliott had already earned a rep as a troublemaker and wasn't going to get out of this one so easily. McIver stated he intended to press charges. Elliott was charged with third-degree assault and battery and released on bond. He's due to appear in court on February 14th.
Lightning punches hole in nose of Denver-bound plane. Passengers aboard an Iceland Air flight experienced a shocking and unnerving jolt midway through the transatlantic flight. The Denver-bound Boeing 757 aircraft departed from Reykjavik's Keflavík's International Airport and was traveling through severe weather conditions. When early on during the flight, it was suddenly struck by lightning. Plane's pilots were aware of the strike but didn't quite realize the full extent of the damage after the plane had landed. One passenger aboard said the sudden jolt shook the aircraft, making everyone on board tense and anxious. Although aviation experts say the plane should have turned around, the plane continued the 7-hour trip and landed safely in Denver some 3,740 miles later. Despite a massive hole in the aircraft's nose, a spokesperson for Iceland said the plane's notification systems were unaffected. Aviation experts say that lightning strikes to commercial planes aren't as bad as they sound and happen 1 to 5 times per year.
Man fatally struck with a skateboard after he attacked Starbucks customer. Witnesses said a man who appeared to be on drugs was harassing customers outside a Santa Ana Starbucks on Tuesday before he was fatally struck with a skateboard by one of the patrons. The unnamed man, said to be in his 50s, was banging on the store's window, frightening customers at the shop near South Bristol Street and West MacArthur Boulevard. The individual then entered the store and focused his attention on an unidentified 20-year-old man who had a skateboard. The man was speaking aggressively to the skateboarder before witnesses say he lunged forward in a threatening way. The skateboarder reportedly quickly stood, grabbed his skateboard and struck the man in the head. The skateboarder said he believed he was being attacked. The man later died from his injury. California police are still investigating the incident. The Santa Ana Starbucks was closed amid the investigation, but witnesses were sympathetic toward the younger man, whom they said appeared to be defending himself with his skateboard. What do you think? Over-aggressive or justified self-defense?
It's more fun when you have the door.
Yeah, because people can come in.
Wait for it.
Do we have internet yet?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I got that.
$6 grand down this, man.